And when I say short break, I mean it, as here we go. We're jumping into our fresh best of 5 series, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the man of the hour himself. We have, for the CranKy Ducklings, the Brazilian Zerg player, the best Zerg player in all of Brazil. It is Erik. Where's the zoom? Where's the... There we go. Ranked number 2 in the overall standings. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing team the Bad. It is AlisoN. Let's go. Rank number 6. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we are moving out across the map. We do have Erik coming in with the hatch block. Ooh, pull first, actually. So pull first into the hatch block. You can see AlisoN already pre-pulling the boys. Now, if you're unfamiliar with our players here, AlisoN is hyper cheesy. AlisoN is hyper cheesy. We expect cannon rushes, we expect all-ins, we expect proxies, we expect hyper aggression out of AlisoN. Speaking of, yep, Forge on the way. That's going to be a response here to defend against the proxy hatchery. But this is also going to be committed from Erik. Erik, he can play standard. He can also be aggressive himself. Going pull first into the proxy hatch. We have 6 lings on the way. Erik, he is committing to this, but so far a good response out of AlisoN. AlisoN, all he needs is a couple of cannons. Now, the reason why cannon defense and forge defense is solid here is because production is limited. As you can imagine, AlisoN is making 1 unit at a time with that gateway, so cannons do help support the army, considering how little supply AlisoN has. And there we go. Cannon is on the way. See in chat, who is ranked number 1? I believe Master. Master is ranked 1. In the Brazilian standings. So Master is number 1, Erik is number 2, and I believe Inexorable is number 3. As the hatchery is denied, Lings, they do slip in, they get us around. Okay, they come in for the surround, and they do catch the first L. That should not have happened. The cannon will complete, and AlisoN will hold. But Erik, he gets into the main. There's a hatchery. There's a hatchery in the main. We're now nibbling away at the gateway. There we go. There's that hatchery being thrown down, as you did mention. Erik going for a macro hatch back at home.
Base is under attack, man.
Throwing down 3 hatcheries. The triple hatch setup. Let's go. AlisoN responding with a proxy Stargate. Yeah, the Stargate is out across the map. From there, they can go proxy Void Ray, proxy Oracle. Gateway will fall. Nice pick up. Takes down the gateway. And again, the Stargate is halfway done. I don't think Iceguard necessarily noticed the Stargate yet, but hopefully he does. And we'll see what's going to be done with it. Considering the limited anti-air that Erik has, it can be devastating. As Erik does confirm, there's no expansion. As you mentioned, we expect AlisoN to cheese 2 proxy, and there it is, proxy Oracle. And there it is. Oracle's on the way. I believe there are only 2 queens, but they're about to be 4. So the queen count will be healthy enough to defend, but drones will still be going down. We'll see how much economic damage. As you can see here, 1 queen to defend at the natural. And I believe 1 queen in the main. No spores. Ooh, and the 3rd queen is across the map. Fleet beacons on the way. This can lead into proxy Tempest. Drones are going down. That Oracle going ham. 6 drone kills. Oh my god. 6, 7, 8 drones across the map. AlisoN will lose the Oracle, but that's still 8 workers. That still does cripple Erik. Erik doesn't really have much of an economy. As Lings are surrounded, Master does defend, takes down the queen. Yeah, Erik, he over-invested here across the map. This is all going to be cleaned up. The queens, the Lings, the everything. And Erik, he's in a rough position. Erik trying to reestablish his economy. Spores are finishing. Proxy Tempest on the way. Erik, he has no answer. He has no answer to Proxy Tempest. Like, this can end the game. Especially with these shield batteries. Like, there is a little outpost here for AlisoN. to protect that Tempest. Yo, when was the last time you saw a proxy Tempest? It's been years. I want to say it's been years. Proxy Tempest, there was a time where this was a little bit more meta, a little bit more common amongst pro players. Especially during the Void Ray meta as well, 100%. Like in TvP, going proxy Void Ray into proxy Tempest, that was not uncommon a couple of years ago. But there we go, Lings, they do flood in, cannon is done, shield battery as well, the cannons do defend. AlisoN does hold. Tempest is revealed. Oh, Spore does zone. Spore does zone away. You see AlisoN leaping forward with those shield batteries. Does push forward, another Tempest on the way. Roach is in the main of AlisoN. And those Roaches, they're morphing into Ravagers. They can help deal with the side defense. Uh-oh. And bearing in mind, AlisoN does not have anything at home to defend outside of side defense. I believe there's that one Stalker. But there we go, Ravagers are revealed. You have the one Stalker, the mineral line. Oh, we go for the recall. Tempest does recall back home. Meanwhile, the other Tempest is left idle. Boys are being pulled for the surround. Oh my god, the Vials! The Vials! Oh my god, brutal connections. 14 probe kills and AlisoN's losing everything. The 3 Ravagers, they're popping off. 14 probes. AlisoN down to 9 workers. Barely an economy. And Erik's done it. Wow, Erik, he has done it. This should not have happened. This much damage should not have been dealt. 22 probes. And with AlisoN has no economy. Again, AlisoN was set up very well here across the map to wreak havoc, to kill everything. Spores waddling forward. And Erik's health. Erik, he's got a Spire on the way. The lair is complete. Dealing with the Tempest is still going to be difficult here, but Erik now has the freedom to drone up, to saturate, and to wait for his Corruptors. So Corruptors on the horizon. Tempest, they will kill the Queens. Now the Queen goes down. Another Queen under fire. Ooh. The natural is going to fall. I mean, you can like imagine this position for AlisoN with a saturated main, right? Again, that main base should be saturated. It should be up and running, but it has fallen. And that's making this that much more difficult for AlisoN. Now, I can still see AlisoN winning this game. AlisoN has controlled the natural. Oracle has arrived. Corruptors, they do pop out. They do get one Tempest, but the others, they fall back to the shield batteries. And Erik cannot take this fight. Not into shield batteries, not like this. He's going for it though. He is going for it. But there are so many shield batteries. Corruptors are going down. Yeah, they're going down, and he does get... Oh, he gets another Tempest, not bad. The shield batteries are out of energy. They're out of energy. GG, and Erik, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Erik does take lead in the series. A very chaotic game. Again, AlisoN, things are looking solid. Things are going well for AlisoN until the Ravagers. Until the Ravagers got into the bases. Until we saw that Erik did break the main. I don't think that should have happened. Again, the Nidus was able to maintain itself. There was no other defenses back at home. AlisoN underestimated the power of that proxy, of that hatchery. GG. GG, well played. The Ravagers did overwhelm. The Tempest was not good enough to defend. And with that, Erik takes game 1. Let's go. Let us go. Yo, I see Toppin in the chat. Oh my god. Toppin. Bienvenidos, baby. Bienvenidos. As we are jumping into game number 2. And we'll see how this story continues. We'll see how this best of 5 will continue here. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we do have the red Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings, as he is one of our own. Leading the series 1-0, it is Erik. Yeah, there we go. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Team The Bad. It is AlisoN. Ranked number 6 in the standings. And here we go. We are settling into our game. Erik once again pool first. Is going for a pool first opener. So I believe it is going to be pool into hatchery here from the side of Erik. We attempt the hatch block across the map. Oh, 2 gate opener out of AlisoN. Uh-oh. So 2 gate opener out of our Brazilian Protoss player. Erik does go for the hatchery into the main. Sixlings are in production. Hatchery has been placed. Now, on the one hand, this is causing a reaction out of AlisoN. What I'm concerned by here is that AlisoN's 2 gate opener. Because of the 2 gate opener, we have extra zealots and extra adepts available, so the counterattack is going to hit very hard. So an aggressive opener here by AlisoN. Boys are being pulled. Extra hatcheries on the way. And here we go. Lings, they do get across the map. They're knocking down that first gateway. They're going for the gates, and the first adept will arrive. Hatchery, oh, it's going to be close, but it should be denied as well. The adept does hold. Adept does hold on. Hatchery gets cancelled. And AlisoN holds. But again, as I mentioned, my biggest concern here is a counterattack. Erik, he is forced in a way a reaction, but at the same time, AlisoN with that 2 gate opener, he has extra adepts, he has extra zealots. Drone goes down. And it's going to be a tough hold here for Erik. Bearing in mind, he opened gasless. So gas income is delayed for Erik. AlisoN has extra adepts to work with early on, but is not quite moving out. Yeah, I do think that AlisoN is missing an opportunity. Basically, in this time, as long as AlisoN has a wall back at home, he should be able to move out across the map and to wreak havoc and to get drone kills and to force links out of Erik. But AlisoN playing this scared, stays at home. We can see that Erik is looking for proxies. After the last game, I don't blame him, but Erik, he fans out his lings, searching for proxy pylons, searching for proxy stargates. And AlisoN does miss the opportunity to be aggressive. So this is on AlisoN here. Is going for a 2 more gate follow-up, so it's going to be 4 gateways, 4 gates on 2 bases, getting into the Robo, getting into the Warp Prism. These are going to be vanilla adepts. No glaives. Plays for AlisoN. AlisoN is pushing. I say vanilla adepts, are going to be vanilla stalkers as well. So AlisoN is moving out. There we go. What? Out of all the units, adepts are Zealot warping in slow lots. Let's go. Slows have arrived. And Erik has no Roach Warren. We have some Slowlings on the way. Now some Speedlings. Speed is not done. But it's going to be a tough hold for Erik. We did mention that the eventual breakout from AlisoN would be devastating. It was a little bit later than I would have liked, but it has arrived nonetheless. And Erik, he has what to defend. 2 Spine Coolers, 6 Roaches are on the way. Boys are being pulled, coming in for the surround. Zealots are trading well for themselves. They are trading well. I'll pick up here at AlisoN. Nice control. And AlisoN with the all-in has broken free, denies the Spine Coolers, camps in production. And Erik has almost nothing to defend. Erik down to a handful of Roaches. Again, production's being camped. Another massive warp in. We have 2 Ravagers on the way. But AlisoN has done it. AlisoN has broken the natural. Hatcheries are going down. Getting the macro hatch, getting the natural base as well. Erik stuck on one base economy. And Erik shouldn't be able to deal with this army. I'm hoping that AlisoN doesn't feel too tentative and actually commits into the main. And now Erik trying to make a stand. Moving in with the Ravagers. Trading well against the Stalkers. Can he bow down the Prism? Can he get close enough? As Zealots are tripping out a little bit. He's going for the Wilds. Oh my god, the Wilds will connect. Prism goes down. A nice pick up, but there's still so many slow lots. There's so many Zealots here to work with. Lings they cannot surround. They try to, they attempt to, but GG gets called and AlisoN takes game number 2, tying things up 1-1. Whew, GG. And again, this cheeky opener out of Erik really backfired on Erik as well because of AlisoN's opener. Remember, AlisoN opened up 2 gates. AlisoN had plenty of adepts early on, plenty of zealots. AlisoN defended well early and was built for a counterattack. It was a later push. If you remember, I was a little bit concerned about how late it was. I was concerned that AlisoN was being too passive in the early game, but it did follow up into a 4-gate timing, 4 gateways, Robo Warp Prism, and Erik was cool with his pants down. Erik, he did not have enough to survive to defend and was shut down. GG. GG, well played. With that, we have a back and forth series, and we'll see how this series continues. We'll see who takes the lead in the series, as up next, we're loading into Tokamak. And I'm hoping that we see some more safer play out of our Zerg player, but we'll see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. He's one of our own. He's one of the CranKy Ducklings being forced into a tied series. Can he bring it back? Can he tie, or can he take a lead? It is Erik. One of these days we'll line up the first intro. One of these days. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Representing Team the Bad, it is AlisoN. Here we go. Now, Erik, he does open up pool first once again, going for a pool first opener, and once again moving out with that hatchery across the map. With the drone, I should say. Going for the hatch block. Ooh, AlisoN opening up with a cannon rush. Gate forge opener out of AlisoN. And this is a clash of styles here. I'm a little bit concerned for Erik. So a couple of things are happening here. AlisoN is opening up Cannon Rush. Erik is going for the proxy across the map. Erik, ideally, like, the purpose of these builds, the purpose of these openers that Erik has been going for this entire series is to disrupt his opponents and to make them more uncomfortable, to delay their economy, and to force these more aggressive responses, these otherwise inefficient responses. But AlisoN is a very cheesy player, and he's often not really making probes to begin with. He's never really looking to play a macro game. So he's more comfortable in this kind of position than I would say even Master is. Like, he likes it, Pap. He likes it. He's like, oh, you want to proxy hatch me? It's fine. I wasn't going to expand anyway. True. So we do have the forge response. Behind this, Erik is droning. Thankfully, Erik is droning up. A couple of extra boys are being pulled. The Zealot has arrived. AlisoN will deal with this, but this time Erik doesn't make lings, so we have a very different response. Even though Erik did open pool first, because Erik saw the forge and because he saw the cannons, Erik drones instead. I like this. This is what I was concerned about. If Erik did make lings, then he would not have found any value or any damage and would have seen a repeat of game number 2. Here the hatchery is denied. Erik is double expanding and just droning up as much as he can. Erik has 0 lings. He made 0 lings. Even triple expanding, getting a natural, a third base, and a macro hatch as well. All the hatches are being thrown down, and Erik knows he's safe. Why does he know he's safe? Because of the forge opener. AlisoN is walled off, and AlisoN has nothing to work with, nothing to threaten Erik. Is nothing to threaten. So Erik is just freely droning. Freely droning up, freely saturating. building up his economy. We can see as well Stalker first out of AlisoN, not Adept. So with that Stalker, Erik is also safe. Oh my god, Stargate opener cancelled into a 2-base all-in. Or potentially even a 1-base all-in. With a fake natural, we'll see if he ever does saturate, but we throw down the robo, throw down 2 more gateways. It is going to be a 3-gate setup here initially. This is looking very similar to game number 2. Very similar. Oh boy. Warp gate is almost done. There we go. We have 4 gates in total. So 4 gateways. Just like last time, going to be able to warp in a bunch of Stalkers and Adepts early on. Slow lots as well. And Erik is in the dark. Now, thankfully, Erik is getting a safety Roach Warren. So a much earlier Roach Warren this time. Earlier gases. Remember, earlier income. And this time Erik should be ready. This time Erik should be prepared. Airlord Scout is attempted. There we go. 5 roaches in production already. Remember, last game Erik had 0 roaches to defend. He made roaches in the middle of the defense. Here they're already done. Link speed halfway complete. Erik with a much safer build, even though he did not get confirmation, by the way. He did not get into the main. But he's playing it safe, and I feel like that's how you want to approach AlisoN. As Erik does spot the army, he pulls away. We have 20 Lings in production. And just now popping out. It's going to be massive vanilla Stalker out of AlisoN, and Lings are exactly what you want, exactly what you need. Again, 5 more seconds before Ling speed. And there we go. Erik, he does commit, does get a force around. And here come the piles. Oh, not quite in the main army. Nice juggling here out of AlisoN. But the Queens, they come into support. Ling's fought on forward. And Erik holds. Erik holds. Erik, he shuts down the all-in. Again, AlisoN barely had an economy behind this. Has to get the hell out of here. Almost bleeding out of the Stalker. Almost. They're going for the Prism. Oh my god. Wow, they graze the War Prism, and GG gets called. There's not enough to work with, and Erik, he will take game number 3, taking a lead in the series. Whew. GG. Erik does take a lead, and again, Erik this time having a much different response. Did open up pool first, did go for the proxy hatchery, droned. He did not make Lings, not a single Ling was made in the early game. He just droned up from there, took the expansions, and got ready for a longer game. He was as greedy as possible initially, but then went for a 4-minute Roach Warren, played it safe, got Ling speed, and was set up. He was well set up there for AlisoN. Again, greedy early on, but was ready in time for the eventual move out. Erik learning from game 2, and now we are jumping into game number 4. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. He's one of our own, Pappy. What does he stand for? He stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. He is 1 game away from claiming the entire series. Once again, going for, oh my god, this time 12 pull on Maganatha. This is bold. This is a bold move. It is Erik. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I see you. And in the top left hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. It is AlisoN for Team The Bad. So 12 pool proxy hatch out of Erik. Last game we saw Erik go pool first into a proxy hatch into droning. Here with the 12 pool, they're going to be Lings. And we see AlisoN opening up Forge. There you go, 6 Lings are on the way. Forge opener out of AlisoN in the main. Not expanding. He's cannon rushing. Okay. So, what looks to be a cannon rush out of AlisoN. The Erik, he does scout the main base, does confirm the forge, does confirm the gateway, does go for the hatchery further back behind the gas geysers. Let's go. Does go for the proxy hatchery. Meanwhile, AlisoN setting up his own proxy across the map. But AlisoN has to respond to this, has to respond to that hatchery. Now, what's scary is that AlisoN didn't scout. AlisoN went across the map for the proxy. AlisoN does not know about the 12 pool. AlisoN doesn't see the links coming. And AlisoN has a cannon on the way. It's almost halfway done, but the links are here. And they can focus on the cannon. They can focus on the cannon. Unless... Wait, is that a full wall? Yeah, it's a full wall. Okay. It is a full wall. AlisoN is safe. AlisoN is secure. And AlisoN, I believe, is going proxy Stargate. That makes the most sense in my mind. So here comes another cannon. I don't think that cannon's within range of the hatchery, by the way. Then there it is. Proxy Stargate out of AlisoN. Last time we saw this is the setup of a proxy Tempest. To set up into Tempest play. And Erik is searching. Erik is searching for the proxy. He knows something is wrong, something is amiss. Something doesn't quite add up. Yeah, the cannon is out of range. So Erik, he can proxy lings and even roaches and spines into the main base of AlisoN. I would love to see drones. I'd love to see proxy drones instead. Okay, going for lings. More cannons on the way. Stalkers forced out. Yeah, there we go. There's that fleet peeking. As I mentioned, proxy Tempest. Proxy Tempest out of AlisoN. Erik getting into the main. He's spreading creep. But that queen is going to be shut down. We'll actually allow the tumor to finish. Do appreciate that. Tumor is done. Lings they trade as best they can. And Erik is going for a faster lair. Erik, I believe he has yet to scout what's going on. I don't believe he has confirmed. Yeah, spores are on the way. Erik is droning. Shield batteries are ready for the proxy Tempest. And now he knows. Erik, he just scouted. Erik, he just saw the proxy. So he is aware of what's going on. Spores are a must, and he needs that Spire. I'm assuming Spire, not a Hydrogen. They both have their place, but here Corruptors would be more ideal. As Tempest, they one-shot drones. Can one-shot. Spore moves into zone away. Spire's in production. Spore is there just a tank. That's behind this. We have more Tempest massing. Now getting into 2, soon to be 3 Tempest. Spore moves in once again, and again, it's just buying time. Just buying time for the Spire. And trying to protect that mineral line. Tempest have control of the natural. Going up to 5 more drone kills. As 5 workers go down. Queens. Oh, another queen falls. Losing 1, 2 queens. And brutal losses there for Erik. And AlisoN, does he have too much here? There are 5 corruptors on the way now. Erik has to be so careful with these corruptors. Can he save the natural? I don't think he can. Proxy hatchery goes down. This natural should be falling as well. And again, Erik, he did lose a lot of queens here and spores and drones, but it was all to buy time. And here we go, Corruptors have arrived. Does he say that? No shot, he stays the base. No shot. Corruptors a zone. They zone away. Lings have arrived as well. Erik, he pumps out another queen. Lings again, they're just buying time. They're going for the shield batteries. Oh my god. Hatchery is so incredibly low here. More queens filing in. And he saves the base. He's oh, I spoke too soon. One more volley. It's so close. Uno más, papi, uno más. As the Erik has to try to bait the army closer to his bases, but alas, the hatchery does finally go down. Hatchery does fall, but Erik, he bought a lot of time with it. Try to sneak out a drone. You got a proxy hatchery. Corruptor cannon's building up. Corruptors are building up. Lings, they denied the shield batteries, so there's no setup to push into the main. Not yet. And this is still a tense position. Now switching into Void Ray. A Void Rays, they are the counter to the Corruptor, or at least they can be. And high enough numbers. AlisoN getting a little bit too cavalier. He has to be careful. AlisoN has to fight within range of those shield batteries. Against the Corruptor specifically. More creep. Let's go. More creep is spreading. Corruptor still building up. Natural is completing. Building on more Corruptors. Now, what's important is that AlisoN still has yet to expand either, but AlisoN can actually take the natural of Erik. That'd be the play, to take this natural base and to use this to leave Rogue forward with more shield batteries. But now, 6 Tempests, 3 Void Rays. No spores in the main. But you can see Erik is just building up that Corruptor count. Now transferring over. And he will slip out. Getting a drone. Oh, Erik, he's ready to pounce. He's ready for it. He's going in. He gets one. Gets one. Void pulls away. Prismatic alignment was activated. And Erik has to wait out prismatic alignment. Just as to wait it out. Another queen falls. Does run out. He commits. He commits. 1, 2, 3 Void Rays fall. And he's going for it. He's going for the kill. Yeah, massive pickoffs. Tempests are falling one after the other. The Void Rays, they tickle the. They just tickle the Corruptors. And now down to 3 Tempests. Down to half the Tempest count. That was a better trade for Erik. Meanwhile, he does have that natural base up and running. That's what's important here. If AlisoN denied the expansion, I don't think he knows. The problem is I don't think he's fully aware of the base. If AlisoN had his own natural different story. But the longer this goes on, the better it is for Erik. Void Rays, they rotate. Bold move, he's splitting up his army. Splitting up the Void Race and the Tempest. Okay, Void Race are going for the natural. But again, they're on their own. Yeah, I'm not too fond of this. They're going to go down. GG gets called, and Erik, he will take the series 3-1. He will take down AlisoN and advance on into the next round. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Very patient play there out of Erik. Again, things are looking dire. Erik, he lost his mineral line. He lost his base. He was stuck on one base as well. But I was most impressed by Erik buying time. I was very impressed by the amount of time that Erik bought when it came to protecting his natural, when it came to protecting that mineral line as well, able to make the most out of that mineral line. GG. GG, well played, able to make the most out of that base as well. And with that, he denied the shield batteries. He was able to build up his corruptors, and in the end, to get his own backup natural up and running. GG. GG, well played. With that, Erik, he will claim the series, and we are getting ready for our next best of 5. It's going to be a best of 5 at TVZ between Inexorable and Claw. We're going to be going on a very short break, again, like a minute or so. When we come back, we'll have our TVZ. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon.